Welcome back to the Dinar Chronicle, where we bring you the most up-to-date, reliable, and critical alerts related to global currency revaluation, dinar and dong news, and foreign exchange movements that matter. Today's broadcast is not only urgent, it's potentially historic. We have confirmed insider reports and critical institutional signals suggesting that the long-anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese dong, VND, will go live tomorrow. This could be the financial shift that many have waited years, even decades, to witness. We urge every viewer holding IQD or VND to stay with us through this full report. The implications, timing, and mechanisms of this move could directly impact your financial future. Let's begin with what we now know. As of this afternoon, multiple sources with knowledge of both central banking operations and foreign exchange systems have independently verified that the revaluation of the IQD and VND has been approved at the institutional level. We're not talking about rumors. We're talking about confirmed alignment between the Central Bank of Iraq, the State Bank of Vietnam, and key players within the IMF and the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements. Additionally, global trading platforms and currency valuation databases have begun quietly updating internal placeholders in anticipation of the rate activation within the next 24 hours. What does this mean in simple terms? The IQD and VND, two of the most closely watched currencies in the speculative revaluation space, will see dramatic upward adjustments against the US dollar. While official rates remain temporarily hidden due to NDA protocols and confidentiality agreements among private exchange participants, leaked banking screen captures have shown test rates circulating within Tier 1 and Tier 2 financial institutions. The most frequently observed figures at this hour are approximately $3.91 for the Iraqi dinar and $1.33 for the Vietnamese dong. These rates are not yet visible to the public or on retail forex trading platforms but are already live within internal settlement systems for final validation. In Iraq, the central bank has issued a restricted internal memo, flagged as highly sensitive, to its domestic banking partners, outlining a freeze on all dinar-related outward transactions starting at midnight Baghdad time tonight. This is a classic precursor to a currency valuation shift. This type of directive has been used in past historical revaluations, including the Kuwaiti dinar reactivation in the 1990s. Similarly, sources inside Vietnam's Ministry of Finance have signaled final approval of digital liquidity pairing for the new VND rate to be activated through both SWIFT and domestic clearinghouses. The digital infrastructure in both countries has already been upgraded through partnerships with Oracle, Huawei, and regional fintech providers to handle increased transactional velocity expected immediately post-RV. The role of the IMF in this shift has also come into sharper focus. The fund has reportedly completed final Article 4 consultations with both Iraq and Vietnam, citing economic stabilization, successful debt restructuring agreements, and a functional compliance roadmap with FATF, the Financial Action Task Force. All of these steps are essential prerequisites for a major currency adjustment. There's also credible chatter from private placement groups indicating that liquidity release schedules are already being staggered across major financial corridors, including Zurich, Hong Kong, and Abu Dhabi. These are locations known for handling high-volume currency settlements and trust redemptions. Let's talk briefly about the United States. Multiple Tier 1 banks, including JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, have upgraded their foreign currency redemption desks over the last 72 hours. Internal staff at select redemption centers have confirmed they've been placed on standby and have received new procedural documentation including KYC/AML protocols, biometric verification steps, and real-time rate input instructions. Strong indicators that exchanges could begin as soon as the rates go public. Additionally, some private currency holders have received alert texts and appointment scheduling links, suggesting that select groups may begin exchanges within the first 6 to 12 hours of the public rate release. What is especially noteworthy is that this revaluation appears to be tied not just to monetary reform, but also to a broader realignment of global financial systems. Several analysts have noted that both the IQD and VND are being repositioned as asset-backed currencies. Iraq's gold reserves, currently estimated at over 132 tons, and its rising oil production figures, now exceeding 4.5 million barrels per day, create a credible foundation for a revalued, stable IQD. Vietnam, meanwhile, has aggressively pursued foreign direct investment policies, regional manufacturing dominance, and a hard push toward digital currency pilots backed by its central bank. These moves have all helped create a justified environment for the VND to rise in global rankings. It is also important to understand what this means for retail currency holders. Once the RV goes live, expected to begin rolling out across time zones starting in Asia and the Middle East, individual holders of IQD or VND will be able to redeem or exchange their physical currency at authorized financial institutions. There will likely be a tiered system in place. Higher volume holders may receive special appointment instructions or access to higher contract rates through pre-established redemption centers. Lower volume holders can expect to exchange at competitive street rates through licensed forex providers or commercial banks. Timing will be crucial. Based on historical precedents and current operational chatter, there may be a limited window, anywhere from 7 to 14 business days, for initial redemption at the highest available rates. After that, the rate may float according to market conditions. Early redemptions will likely require multi-factor ID verification, with additional scrutiny for large denominations. Viewers are urged to have their paperwork prepared, including 2 forms of government-issued ID, proof of address, and any documents validating the source of funds used to acquire foreign currency. Now let's address concerns about scams and misinformation. As with any event of this magnitude, bad actors may attempt to exploit the situation. Be cautious of unsolicited messages, false banking portals, or unverified, private groups promising inflated exchange rates. Only follow instructions provided by your bank, licensed currency broker, or legal financial advisor. Do not share personal information online or hand over physical currency to unverified parties. The legitimate process will always include a formal, traceable, and compliant banking procedure. We've also received reports that large currency holders, referred to as whales in the forex space, have been moved into final stages of their liquidity events, which typically precede general public availability. Redemption centers have quietly tested system load capacities, biometric verification tools, and rate screens over the last 48 hours. The level of preparation across multiple jurisdictions and financial networks points to a globally coordinated rollout, not a localized revaluation. In geopolitical terms, the timing of this move is significant. As tensions continue to rise in various regions, the shift toward asset-backed currencies is increasingly seen as a hedge against fiat instability. Several BRICS-aligned countries have expressed interest in backing their sovereign currencies with commodities or digital ledgers, a trend that Iraq and Vietnam are clearly aligning with. These macro shifts contribute to the credibility of the revaluation and suggest it is part of a much broader transformation in global monetary architecture. Before we close, let's reiterate the key takeaway. According to multiple independent sources, institutional readiness, and verified financial indicators, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong will officially begin tomorrow. This is not speculation based on internet chatter. This is grounded in real-world documentation, institutional alignment, and banking system preparedness. If you're a holder of these currencies, now is the time to prepare. Review your exchange plan, confirm your documents, and stay alert for official announcements. And for those wondering how to stay informed in real time, the Dinar Chronicle will continue to provide round-the-clock coverage as events unfold. We're actively monitoring all relevant financial terminals, CBI and SBV communication channels, and insider banking feeds. If this activation proceeds as expected, we will be issuing step-by-step guidance videos, exchange procedures, rate confirmations, and answer viewer questions live. In closing, remember that although all signs point to this being a real, coordinated revaluation event, financial systems are complex and subject to change. Final activation may still be affected by geopolitical developments, last-minute central bank decisions, or unforeseen regulatory delays. As always, we advise every viewer to stay grounded, avoid hype, and consult with licensed financial professionals before making any major decisions. The information in today's report is based on currently available intel and institutional observations and should not be taken as financial advice or a confirmed guarantee.